All right, today we're going to tackle something that can feel like a huge roadblock when you're learning English: irregular verbs. If you're just starting out, these can seem impossible. But what if I told you there's a way to learn them without just trying to memorize a giant random list? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. My mind just goes blank and I forget. This is a real comment from an English learner talking about this exact problem. You know that feeling, right? You're in the middle of a great conversation. You need to say what you did yesterday, and poof, the word is just gone. Your brain can't find it. So frustrating. I'm pretty sure that sounds familiar to a lot of you. If you've ever felt that way, I want you to know you are definitely not alone. It's a super common experience. But the good news is, it's a problem we can actually solve. And the solution is way simpler than you might think. A lot of learners talk about hitting a wall with irregular verbs. It feels like this giant, impossible obstacle that's standing between you and being able to speak fluently about the past. So let's take a closer look at what this wall is actually made of. So here's the deal. First, there are about 200 of these verbs that you'll see all the time. And unlike regular verbs, you can't just slap an ed on the end for the past tense. They have their own special rules. And they're absolutely crucial because anytime you tell a story or even just talk about what you did this morning, you're using them. Not knowing the right form can literally stop you mid-sentence while your brain is scrambling to find the right word. So, how do most textbooks tell us to learn them? By studying this long, boring alphabetical list, right? Let's talk about why that is probably the worst way to do it. Seriously. Just look at this contrast for a second. On the left, you've got the hard way, a typical list from a book. Be, buy, catch, do. There's no connection there, no rhythm. It's just random information for your brain to forget. But now look at the right, the easy way. Sing, ring, drink, swim. You can already hear it, can't you? Our brains are wired to find patterns like that. And that's the whole problem. Alphabetical lists actually make learning harder because they hide the very patterns that would make it easy. They create chaos where there's actually a beautiful, simple order. It's like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle by staring at all the pieces jumbled in the box instead of, finding all the edge pieces first. And that brings us to the simple trick. The secret to finally learning these verbs isn't about having a better memory. It's about using a better method. So here it is. This is the big idea. Stop trying to memorize. Start organizing. You group the verbs together based on the patterns they share, how they sound, and how they're spelled. When you do this, you're not learning 200 separate words anymore. You're just learning a handful of simple, easy-to-remember patterns. Okay, so let's see exactly what this looks like in action. I'm going to show you a few of the most common patterns, and I think you'll see how quickly it all starts to click. We are going to start with the easiest group of all. I love this one. These are the verbs that just don't change. The base form, the simple past, and the past participle are all exactly the same. Just look at this. Cut, cut, cut. Put, put, put. Cost, cost, cost. Hit, hit, hit. How great is that? There's literally nothing new to memorize here. Once you know the word cut, you know all three forms. So easy. So in a sentence, it's super simple. Today, I cut some paper. Yesterday, I cut my finger. See? The word just doesn't change. Okay, next up, here is a really common and honestly kind of satisfying pattern. It's all about how the vowel sound changes in a really predictable way. It goes I, a, u. Just listen for it. Listen to how cool this sounds. Began, began, begun. Drink, drank, drunk. Sing, sang, sung. Swim, swam, swum. It's almost like a little song, isn't it? When you learn them together like this, your ear actually helps your brain remember the correct order. So for example, you could say, I drink coffee every morning, but yesterday she drank a glass of water. The pattern tells your brain exactly which word to grab. All right, now for a pattern that's more about spelling than sound. For this group, the two past forms look and sound very similar, and they both end in ought or ought. Check this out. Bring becomes brought, buy becomes bought, catch turns into caught, and think becomes thought. Once you see this connection, these words stop feeling so random. They start to feel like they belong together, like a little family. So you might say, I think this is a good idea, but looking back to the past, He thought about the question for a long time. The pattern makes the past tense totally predictable.
So now you've seen the trick. You understand the big secret. Patterns beat random lists every single time. But, the most important part of learning anything is actually putting it into action, even in a small way. So here is your mission if you choose to accept it. Don't try to learn all 200 verbs at once. That's crazy. Just pick one group we talked about today, maybe the easy cut, cut, cut group or the musical sing, sang, sung group. Then write down 2 simple sentences using a verb from that group. And finally, this part is key. Say your sentences out loud. Make that connection between your brain, your hand, and your voice.
And I want you to always remember this. Mastering verbs isn't just about passing a grammar test. It's so much more. Verbs are the engine, the beating heart of every single sentence you speak. When you feel confident with verbs, you're going to feel so much more confident speaking English. So, I'll leave you with this question. Forget that long, scary list. Just focus on one small, totally manageable pattern. Which one are you going to master first?